Hey everyone, CNC Keith here with yet again another DIY CNC video. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to install Centroid Acorn CNC12 version 4.5. Alrighty, let's get right to it. Currently I have up and running here on my machine right now version 4.20.1. This version was released on January 17th, and the next version after this is version 4.5, which has a brand new virtual control panel, which is user configurable in it, and a bunch of other changes and improvements to the software. So I'm going to take you from a running version of CNC12 through how to update to version 4.5. And then I'm going to take you through how to do a fresh install, like if you had just ordered your Acorn kit and are starting from the beginning. Alrighty, let's get to it. If you have a previous version of CNC12 running, the very first thing you want to do is go to the utility screen and hit Create Report. And I'm just going to create a report file and stick it on the desktop. The report file has all your CNC control configuration and related files in a nice zip file. So it's just bundled all that information up for me in a nice little zip file. Alrighty, the next thing you want to do, just as a precaution, is go back into the Acorn Wizard. Now, all this information is in that report file that we just made. But it's a great idea to make screenshots of the wizard here just as a backup. So I'm going to use the Windows snipping tool, and I'm just going to create screenshots of all the various wizard menus and save them. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but access config, I'll just label these and stick it in my pictures folder. So I would just go through all the various menus in here and create a screenshot of every single one of these just as a backup. Alrighty, very good. Now we have a report and we have screenshots of the wizard. I'm going to shut down CNC12 and leave my Acorn up and running. So my Acorn board is powered with a heartbeat, and we're going to leave it that way. And I'm going to go into the C drive of the CNC computer, and here's the CNCM directory. This is the directory that contains CNC12, and that is where the software that we were just running, the version 4.20, that's where it resides, where it lives. I'm going to right-click on that, and we're going to rename this directory to v4.20.1. So effectively, I've just made a copy of that, and now when I install the new version of CNC12, version 4.5, it will not overwrite this. So if you want to be extra cautious, you could right-click copy and then copy that whole directory out to a thumb drive, because what's in there is all your G-code programs are sitting here in this folder, all your macros, all your tool library, all this stuff, which is also all those kind of control specific things are also contained in that report file. But just as an extra precaution, you could copy that out to a thumb drive or another hard drive just to have a whole copy of this particular directory. If we ever wanted to get back to this version for whatever reason, all you got to do is simply rename that back to CNCM and then double click on the icon and you'll be running that old version. That's how easy it is to get back to where you were. So there's no fear of upgrading to the latest version because it's super easy to get back to the old version. Okay, the next thing you want to do is go to the Centroid website, and under DIY CNC support, you go to CNC software downloads, you go to this page. I'm making this video before I have publicly posted version 4.5, so when this video is published, this will say 4.5 right here, and you would click on this big rectangle and download the latest version of CNC12 software, which I've done right here in this folder. When you do that, you get this zip file, you right-click and you hit extract. And once you hit extract, you get this folder, go into that folder and double-click setup.exe. You're going to get a couple questions, usually from Windows, like it doesn't recognize this piece of software, so you click yes to that. Sometimes that blue screen comes up and says, hey, you got to click on more info and then run anyways. So yeah, you can just watch out for that and answer the questions. That's just Windows complaining that it doesn't recognize our software because we haven't registered with them. That's all that is. Alrighty, so the setup exe has started the installer, and you just answer the questions here. I'm going to install Centroid Acorn CNC12 mill. I'm going to run in inches and let it do its thing. It just takes a minute. Okay, here we go, completing the installation process. Now, it's very important that you do have the Acorn powered up and running with a heartbeat and connected to the CNC PC. If you were previously running a version of CNC12, that's all checked out and done. The firewall settings are right. The Windows 10 settings are correct. If you're starting from scratch, which I'm going to go over here in a little bit, you certainly want to start on this page and make sure that your PC meets the minimum PC requirements. Windows 10 is configured for use with the Acorn CNC12 software, and then this video shows you how to hook up in bench test mode, which is super simple, which is just power and a Ethernet connection. Okay, but we're all at that point ready to go. So I'm going to double click on the CNC12 mill icon. Let's actually double click on it. There we go. And the very first thing it's going to do is update the firmware on the Acorn board for you, which is a super nice feature that it just takes care of it. And then it reboots the BeagleBone Green once the firmware has been installed. And you're going to see the heartbeat eventually blink a bunch and then come back to its good once a second heartbeat. And then just let it do its thing. Absolutely do not power off the Acorn during this process or you'll brick it, which is easy to recover from. It's just a pain. So the firmware has updated and CNC12 has started. So the very first time that CNC12 starts, it starts in a default bench test mode. So there's one of two ways to go at this point. We could use that report file that we made from our older system. Let's just verify that we're on 4.5. So I hit setup, and when you hit setup, it displays your system ID and what version you're currently running. So there we are. We have successfully installed version 4.5. Okay, so to configure this software to match our machine from the old version, there's two ways to go. One way is to, and this is really simple, is to simply fire up the Acorn Wizard. And remember all those screenshots that we made? Just come back in here and select the various settings that you need on the various screens to match the screenshots that you made in the older version. So you're going to reset your inputs, outputs, your turns ratios, how you're going to home, whether you have any paired axes, how your spindle's set up, how your probes are set up, all that kind of good stuff, whether you're using MPG, your control preferences, etc. So you just go through those screens and make your selections using the screenshots from the old version, version 4.20, just to extract that information, and then hit rate settings to CNC control, and power cycle the Acorn, just follow the instructions on the screen. And the wizard will set all the necessary parameters and create a brand new spanking PLC program to match your settings. And I'm waiting for a heartbeat. Okay, I got a heartbeat. I just power cycled it and it will restart and we're good to go. That is one way to upgrade Acorn CNC12. Now, the negative with doing that is if you had a bunch of custom home files and your tool library was all set and all that kind of good stuff, that doesn't carry over because I just configured it with the wizard. So the wizard doesn't know our custom home file or our custom macros, etc. Well, that's no big deal because you could just simply go back into this folder that we made that copy and copy all those files out manually and put it in the new CNCM folder. And that's a perfectly viable way to do things. The other way to upgrade, which I think most people are going to want to do, is you hit Utility and you click Restore Report and you navigate to where that 4.20 report is that we made, which I put on the desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that, and it just restored that report information. Press any key to continue, and I'm just following the directions on the screen. I clicked Exit CNC12, and now I'm going to restart CNC12. Now this is a really key part, is you just can't start using CNC12 at this point after restoring a report. I'm going to click Continue anyways. We got to go into the Acorn Wizard, and you're going to get this screen right here, because it noticed that there has been a change in the way the PLC program is. We want to click Update Wizard, and the wizard will read the information out of the report file. And then what you need to do is go back and check these screens to make sure these screens match your previous setting. Notice there's some probe setting inputs set for probes right here, etc. So you need to go back and just look at these and make sure they're right. And then very, very important, once you've restored report and clicked Update for the wizard, you've got to click Write Settings to CNC Control so that the wizard creates a new PLC program and writes all this information to CNC12 using your old settings, but making a new PLC program that's compatible with version 4.5 and the new VCP. So I've just done that. I've powered cycled the Acorn board following the instructions on the screen. I click OK, and we're going to come up here in a second. There we go. We have successfully updated version 4.5 from a report file from version 4.20. Let's see if it works. And here we go. I've got motion. Excellent. So that is the update process, your two choices that you have with the brand new version 4.5. Now, this is the brand new VCP on the right, which is completely user editable, which is really, really cool. And there's a video on the forum. Let's go check it out. Here's the forum under Centroid Acorn CNC controller. By the way, if you have not signed up for this forum, click on this link right here, third one down. Little video shows you how to sign up for free tech support. And then this link right here is really a good one. Acorn documentation. All the Acorn documentation is in this post right here. The VCP user's manual is right here, and this manual is describes how to edit and change all these buttons here on the right. So if you have the need or the desire to modify the virtual control panel, this manual right here explains in beautiful detail and step-by-step instructions on how to do exactly that for mill and lathe and router type edits to customize the VCP. There's also a video available as well that gives you an introduction to that. Okay, I found the video here to the virtual control panel on the forum. You definitely want to watch that to get a real good introduction on how to edit the virtual control panel. Okay, that completes the how to update to version 4.5 Acorn CNC12. If you have any questions or problems, be sure to sign up for free tech support on the Acorn CNC forum. And before you make a post, be sure to read this post right here that describes how to post proper information on the forum so we can answer your questions right away. And to make a new post, you just click New Topic right here and follow the instructions. Good luck with your projects. Take care.